Hello!
Hello, hello, hello!
Hello!
Hooey, hooey.
This is our first Thursday chatting stream of 2022, right? Yeah, that's how math works,
Yeah, I
Heather.
think so.
It is. It
Yeah!
is.
That's cool.
Welcome
That's
to
cool.
2022, everybody. It's the future and it still feels exactly the same.
Yeah. For better or worse.
Well, I hope you all had a good New Year's Eve, New Year's Day. Yes, Rob does have a face. Rob does indeed have a face today. In general, on Tournament Tuesdays, he just doesn't have a face because he has to set up downstairs and the dog will knock over the laptop. So.
Go back to Ghost Rob.
It has happened more than once, so I have to set the laptop like right next to me. So unless you want to see my right arm,
Free Rob's arm!
I tried setting up the webcam on the coffee table in front of me. She would knock that wire down, so it's just easier this way.
Yeah, contrary to popular beliefs, Doug did not eat him. He has not been speaking from the belly of Doug.
But yeah, it wasn't from that.
Well, welcome everyone. Thank you so much for being here. I see we already have a hype train going. So, as usual, we're gonna do the rules here and then hop into some of these questions here because you all have so many questions. You all are racking it up right now. We're on level two of this hype train. Thank you. So, first and foremost, we are going to give priority to the bit messages since that is some real world money spent. Sometimes we have time for highlighted messages at the end of streams. Sometimes we don't. It really depends. If you highlight a message, it does not guarantee that we are going to see it. And if you are planning on highlighting your message rather than giving bits, please wait until the end when we know that we may have time to look at it, because I cannot physically scroll up back to the beginning here. Please do not repeat yourself over and over and over again in chat. You can get timed out or even banned if you're going to continuously do that. And actually, if you just repeat it multiple times, I'm probably not going to answer it because it's just annoying. I'm just saying. That does include some of the bit messages here too. We do get behind, as you can tell. We've been live for like 6 minutes and haven't even started answering questions. We get behind. I got a list. Don't worry about it. We'll get to it. Please, no spoilers. Not everyone has had a chance to see some of the biggest, greatest, latest. I think it's still fair to say No Way Home is still off the docket. Like, still No Way Home spoilers. None, please. Just because people had the holiday season, it was crazy. Let's still give people a couple more weeks. I don't know. And now Omicron is going crazy, so I would give people still a couple more weeks.
Rosebud is a sled.
Oh, damn it, Doug! I just
Wait,
said
just
no
randomly
spoilers.
ended with that, just the sled being burned for no reason.
The Titanic sinks. Gosh darn it, chat. Anyway, please keep your questions short and to the point as well. If you have a paragraph typed here, I tend to lose the question, and it's just better for us if it's a shorter to the point question. I feel like I missed something else, but
I think that's it.
All right, cool. Well, let's hop into it then. Let's do it. That Disney nerd, thank you for the 100 bits. Hello, you triplets of doom. How you doing? How was your new year?
Doomerific.
It was good.
Yeah, it was good. Very low key. I didn't want to go out anywhere, so super fun.
Yeah, it turns out we all thought that probably wasn't a great idea.
Yeah. Flutter Guy, thank you for the 100 bits. Hey guys, how was your Christmas/New Year's? And Doug, how'd you enjoy your yearly Christmas crunch?
God, I'll let you know when I'm done with it. I still have like 3 boxes to go through, man. Everyone got me like a bajillion. Oh God, I'm definitely gonna get diabetes by the end of this. But yes, it was all very, very good.
Professor God, thank you for the 50 bits. Happy New Year. Which TV show ending was worse for you? Game of Thrones or Lost? Which show do you think is better?
I guess I'll say Lost was probably worse because at least Game of Thrones, I could see what they were trying to do. And I think most people agree. They're like, well, if they gave it more time, it could work, but they just rushed it too much to where it didn't really make a whole lot of sense. Where Lost, I'm kind of like, they just didn't answer half of it.
I'm gonna say Game of Thrones just because that was a much quicker fall off. Like, I feel like it was like kind of 2 seasons of us is starting to suck, but then that last half season in particular, it was just fallen straight off a cliff, and it's just like, holy crap. So Lost, I don't know, I was losing my patience.
Lost wasn't that great the whole time. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, like it kept just going in and out. So I personally think Game of Thrones was the worst ending.
Alex the Animator, thank you for the 50 bits. So, who played M. Night Shyamalan in the old review this week?
Oh, it was Malcolm and Rob. The duo back
together at last.
Yes.
I know, guys, thank you for the 50 bits. Do you ever think you'll check out Santa Inc.? Literally, the only likable character of that show is the one you're supposed to hate, Santa himself.
I heard it's bad, and the previews didn't grab me anyway, so I have no reason to. So, unless I hear somebody is like, no, like it's really good, it's better than it looks. But I haven't heard that yet. Like everyone I know that's seen it is like, yeah, it's not that great. So, yeah, I just have no interest.
Godzilla fan, thank you for the 50 bits. Happy New Year, and Matrix 4 was a huge letdown.
Yup.
Like I said, I love the first third. I actually thought, oh my god, I'm gonna love this, and then it became a Matrix movie.
I didn't like any of it.
Alex the Animator, thank you for the 50 bits. So, Doug, can we get some hints of what your next NC reviews will be for this month and the next?
What am I doing? I'm editing it right now. One of them's a Nickelodeon movie. I don't think you're gonna guess it, but try anyway. And then the other is a DC movie. I don't think you're gonna guess.
Wow, you really narrowed it down there.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, I guess that's all I really got lined up so far.
Professor God, thank you for the 50 bits. If you guys had $1 billion, what would you do with that?
Oh, probably just waste it on hookers and blow.
I mean, mine's really boring. Just save enough where I wouldn't have to work anymore, then give the rest to like a nice charity. It'd be hard to figure out which charity. That'd be really tricky.
Oh, sure, someone wants to go to heaven.
Because everyone thinks about that. What would you do? And I'm just like, I don't know. Like, if you get like a big house and a big garden and stuff like that, that's too much work. That's like, yeah. I don't want to look after the money forever either, because even that's a lot of work and stress. So I'm like, all right, just get enough for a decent sized place. And it's like, okay, like I only work if I want to, which I have the greatest job in the world. So it's already not that big an issue. But yeah, that's always been what I thought. It's boring, but
that's exactly what I would do too. So
sorry, we're pretty boring.
Sorry, Anu, thank you for the 50 bits. Happy New Year, everyone. How was your celebration?
Good.
Low key.
Just got drunk.
Just got drunk.
That's a perfect ending to 2021, really.
Yeah.
Just got drunk.
I know, guys. Thank you for the 70 bits. Your new idea, Doug, does it have something to do with television shows? Speaking of which, have you finished Cobra Kai season 4?
No, I'm over halfway through it, and I'm liking it fine. I'm liking it better than season 3. Yeah, I don't know. It started off as something really interesting and kind of new, and then it just kind of became like a soap opera.
Yeah, it's not bad. It's just it's kind of past its use-by date.
Yeah,
like
it's like Downton Abbey. Downton Abbey did the same thing. Started off like, man, what is this? This is so fascinating, and then just inevitably like keeps going, becomes a soap opera. But I mean, it's a good soap opera, but it's like, it does lose a little bit of that specialness.
Mumrar, thank you for the 50 bits. Hi, all. Can you three give us your quick review on Cobra Kai Season 4?
Oh, I haven't seen it all yet, but I'm liking it fine. Have you watched it all, Rob, or no?
Yeah, I watched the whole thing.
Oh, okay.
I like it, but as I said, how do I put it? Johnny, the best way I can say that is this. There's a conversation that Johnny and Kreese have. And I swear to God, I turned to my wife. I was like, have they not had this same conversation like 4 or 5 times already in the past 2 seasons?
Yeah, or Johnny and Daniel and stuff.
Yeah, and it's like, I feel like I'm watching the same thing kind of happen again and again now, only they add one new character every season. And normally that one new character is kind of interesting. So there's a fun little twist at the end, but I'm kind of hoping this kind of sets up that we're done in season 5, and I said the same thing at the end of season 2. So.
Man.
The showrunners have just said there is plans for 6 seasons, that there is enough story for 6 seasons.
Is there?
Is there?
Is there really? Well, Doug, they got to get Hillary Swank in.
Yeah, Hillary Swank.
Got to bring Jackie Chan into it too.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Like, hook up with some kung fu moves.
Yeah, or like Smith's son, because Will Smith produces it. I mean, come on, that'd
Okay.
be funny if it was on
I'll
the
say
same
this.
universe. That'd be cool.
I don't agree that it needs to be 6 seasons, but if they say we've got a plan, it's 6 seasons, and then we're done, at least I'll be like, okay, I know where it ends now, and I won't feel like I'm being strung along the whole way. So, but yes, overall I like it, but it is just it's starting to get a little old.
Professor God, thank you for the 50 bits. Have any of you ever seen a therapist before? Yes.
Yeah, just a weird question. There was one point where I was going through a little bit of depression. I did go see a therapist. I didn't need much of it, but yeah, it did help. It was nice to do. Of course,
I wish I could say yes, but no. But I'm totally for that, and think if you feel you should, then by all means do it. But
yeah.
I will say it does help.
I've come very close multiple times. But
Adam Gunther, thank you for the 50 bits. I appreciated the Doom Patrol shout out in your old review when you compared James McAvoy to Crazy Jane. Any chance you can reference that super underrated show some more?
You know, when it looked like nobody was talking about, I was going to do like a freak show cinema on it, but now it's a big hit and they're making all these seasons and there's all these videos about it. So I don't know if I'd be able to add anything that different. So originally I was going to when it looked like not many people were talking about, but now a lot more are. So unless I can think of a really good angle, like something nobody else is talking about, I don't see the point, but I do really love it.
That Disney nerd, thank you for the 100 bits. What do you guys think of Eyes Wide Shut? I watched it for a best of 90s tournament happening this weekend, featuring some of the best movies from 1990 to 1999, and I enjoyed it.
I love it. He hates it. Yeah, he didn't get into it.
I love Kubrick. That's what, like, to me, that's one of my least favorite Kubrick films.
Yeah, and that's one of my favorite, like one of my all-time favorite movies.
Adores it. I just didn't get into it.
Alex the Animator, thank you for the 50 bits. Which of these movies do you like better, La La Land or Moonlight? I personally like La La Land better and still wished it won Best Picture instead of Moonlight.
I never did see Moonlight.
See, and I never saw La La Land, which is ironic because I love musicals so much. So, like, how did I not see La La Land? But I didn't.
I'm not a giant musical guy, so Moonlight.
Antari, thank you for the 100 bits. Hey, Doug, enjoyed your old review yesterday. 2 questions. Would you do an NC on Split? And which is your favorite funny Shyamalan film now? Old, Happening, or Lady in the Water?
I think it's still gotta be Lady in the Water, because that scene where the kid is talking to the cereal. Even just saying that sentence is amazing.
Mwah.
And what's the first question? I'm sorry.
Will you review Split?
Oh, I mean, there's stuff you can pick apart about, certainly, but I for the most part, thought it was fine. I don't think I can bring much to it.
Professor God, thank you for the 50 bits with just really wanting to get to know us deeply today. What are things that usually legitimately make you feel sad or down?
Let me think. Legit sad or down? It usually.
Where do you start? I mean, like,
right, like
just looking at fear help.
Poverty, child abuse, animal abuse,
death.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, I guess the stuff that gets everybody down, honestly. The more I think about it.
People falsely accused.
I guess it's something. I mean, because we watch enough news to see what's going on in the world. So I think, like anyone, when you always feel bad, but then when it happens,
news.
like, yeah, honestly, but when it happens closer to you, of course you're gonna have even more of like a connection. Someone just told me that they had a friend whose kid just died of COVID, and it's like, yeah, you hear that stuff, but man, when you hear it, a friend says it, it's like, ooh. So I mean, you always feel bad, but when it's something like closer to you and you have a little bit more of a connection, I mean, of course it's gonna bum you out even more. But yeah, it's all sad.
I feel like kids and animals, just because I know a lot of adults and a lot of them are jagoffs. So, but there's some, like, when you see, like, when you hear stories of like, oh yeah, something blew up somewhere and a bunch of kids were killed in a bombing, and it's just like, wow, that's fucking awful.
Adam Grunt-
Happy New Year, everyone.
Happy New Year! How do we move on from that? Adam Grunther, thank you for the 50 bits. Which Suicide Squad member would you trust to look after your pets the most?
Cliff, no. Probably probably the pilot.
Suicide Squad.
Oh, I'm sorry. Well, I guess the weasel, because he is kind of a pet.
Oh, he would eat it though. No, I would say either.
None of them.
I would, for some reason, Peacemaker seems to me like someone who would be like, "You don't fuck up a dog."
Yeah,
Yeah, maybe
wait.
Peacemaker followed
the
closer,
rat
like
one?
maybe
Ratcatcher?
Harley.
Ratcatcher too. Yeah.
Oh, I forgot about Ratcatcher. Yeah, but see, what if he only is just into rats? Like, what if you asked Ratcatcher to take care of your cat? How's that gonna work?
Well, I don't know. Maybe she would give some of the rats to. I don't know. Don't know.
Matt Hanna, thank you for the 50 bits. So the original Winnie the Pooh and Bambi are in the public domain now. Hurrah!
I didn't know Winnie the Pooh wasn't. I thought he already was. Interesting.
I think what was it I saw? They just can't put him in a red shirt. That's Disney, but you can just use Winnie the Pooh now.
Oh, huh. But the red shirt is copyrighted. You can't put Winnie the Pooh in a red shirt. Okay.
I don't know. I could be wrong. I saw that in a meme, so who knows? The internet could be lying to me.
Game King, thank you so much for that 7-month subscription. Welcome back. Appreciate that. Hello, one and all, to the trio of madness. How is everyone? And did you see the new disaster movie Moonfall trailer? It looks amazing.
You know, it's funny because I saw the opening scene with what's his name from Game of Thrones. I'm like, oh, this guy's the star. Okay, this might be fun. It's from Roland Emmerich. God damn it! And it just became a Roland Emmerich movie from then on out. And I didn't even like him when he was good. When like people are like, oh yeah, Independence Day, that's the best. I didn't even like that. So yeah,
I'm Team Stargate.
Yeah, that's probably the best one he did.
Favre Films, thank you for the 100 bits with just hype for the hype train.
Nice.
Adam Grunther, thank you for the 50 bits. Which MCU Disney Plus show was your overall favorite?
Probably Loki.
Loki.
Yeah.
I will say this. I didn't think the story was anything to scream home about, but I did find Hawkeye strangely charming.
I really enjoyed Hawkeye too, but I still think I know you guys have different opinions, but I think WandaVision would still be my second. And
there's a lot of people that love it, man. Yeah.
Hawkeye. But what if was okay sometimes? I don't know. Gelatin Man, thank you for the 50 bits. Have you guys considered a tabletop night? Got into Magic the Gathering and it's dope.
Ayana's been trying to get it because she's die hard into it.
And when I initially pitched Twitch, I pitched a board game show as well. So
I'm a big Magic the Gathering guy. I played it when it first launched.
Yeah, Magic, role-playing, Dungeons and Dragons, all that stuff.
But what about board games, Doug? Board games are fun.
I would actually be more into D&D than I would be board games.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, the golden age of board games?
I can't go that far. But no, you know what game I like to play? I play Othello. I literally play Othello online. That's how boring I am, and I love the shit out of it. I like poker.
I play Othello in the play.
But yeah, that's it. For whatever reason, you think I'd be all over like games with characters and cool drawings and illustration, but it for whatever reason bores the shit out of me, and I can't get into it.
Gary Turbo, thank you for the 50 bits. What if Shaq reprises his role, as Steel in The Flash or any DCEU movie?
I'd be down for that. Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Cameron, thank you for the 102 bits. Happy New Year, everybody. Just curious, has anybody else seen a countdown other than the New York ball drop? Long story, but I accidentally saw the one with Miley Cyrus. Oh, you accidentally saw it?
Just the
I mean, I accidentally saw Miley Cyrus's boob when I watched it, but I'm pretty sure everyone who watched it did.
Oh, is that what happened?
Yeah, she had a wardrobe malfunction. She had a wardrobe
Oh, no.
malfunction, and we all saw Miley Cyrus's side boob.
Oh, that's funny. No, we saw the New York one, then we were gonna do Chicago. Rob was making a drink. I was in the other room, just talking with my wife and stuff, and
I
my
was
dad
making
was supposed to say-
cocktails for everybody, so
yeah,
we could
my
toast
dad was
the new
supposed
year.
to say when the countdown was happening. He's like, "Oh, well, it's 2022," and we're like, "What?" And we just walk in
no.
and already have. We're like, "What the fuck?"
No, I heard the countdown like in the in the other room. I just heard 5, 4, 3, and I'm like, "What the hell?" All of the clocks in my dad's place are like 5 minutes off, and I didn't know that. So I was looking at all these clocks. I'm like, "Oh, I got time. I'm making cocktails for everybody." So yeah, I passed them around
I
2
didn't even look. I
minutes.
just
after
thought
New Year's,
somebody
but-
would say the countdown's happening. So
Yeah.
so we kind of missed it, but we saw the movie Better Watch Out, and that's a phenomenal Christmas film. You should check it out.
We watched the Chicago NBC5 Chicago has like their own little app, and they had like a free countdown to watch with like some of their C-list team, and it was hilarious.
Yeah.
It was hilarious. It was just like these two people who had no chemistry trying to joke with each other and being so awkward, and like the guests they had were so random. Like Juliana Rancic was like pouring champagne tower, and like Dan Aykroyd was like it was so weird.
Oh, that sounds pretty fun, actually.
It was off the rails hilarious. Alex the Animator, thank you for the 50 bits. What are your thoughts on the recent deaths of John Madden and Betty White? They will be missed.
They died?
I mean, I think you said it. They'll be missed.
Yeah.
Yeah, nothing more you can say to that. It just sucks.
I keep saying it.
behind a lot of great stuff.
If you want a good time, look up Mad TV, John Madden Popcorn Popper. It's one of the best impressions of him I've ever seen.
Yeah.
And Betty White, I want to get Congress involved. I wanted to make an act of Congress that she officially died at 100. We're going to change history. Let them do something useful for a change.
Chorus, thank you for the 50 bits. It's been 2 years since the series finale, so you can probably spoil this, Doug. It's about Tangled, the series. What do you think about Zahn Tiri from the Tangled series? I personally liked her. Tiri is such a classic Disney villain, exaggerated, especially the sequence of Varian dreams about her, his devilish smiles.
Yeah, you're right. Like that does kind of change forms and sexes and stuff like that the more I think about it. Yeah, I like when it kind of looks like you kind of know she's up to no good when you first like see her as like the little lady. But then just the more and more she keeps talking, that smile gets bigger and bigger and crazier. I'm like, yeah, I thought that was a really, really fun villain.
Antari, thank you for the 100 bits. Doug, have you started watching Star Wars Rebels yet? And if you have, what are your thoughts so far?
I have. I'm on episode 3
Oh,
or
you
4?
are great.
Yeah, it's pretty by the numbers.
Yeah.
But people say it gets really good, so I'm like, okay, like it's not bad. I'm
No.
just like, oh, we're doing Aladdin in space. Okay, cool.
It's a better start than Clone Wars was, honestly.
All right, so it's all right. Are you including the movie, or are you doing the first episode?
Just the first episode.
See, for me, I thought the first episode was fascinating.
Interesting.
With the whole thing about giving the clones like identities and stuff like that, and like they're you're not the same. You through your environment you discovered this and discovered then. I thought that was so interesting, and that started off the idea that all the clones were unique and had these personalities. So I just immediately fell in love with that. But you're right, like a lot of the acting was still awkward, and there were still a lot of things that couldn't get their footing on. But yeah, where this one is like, the acting's fine, it looks good and stuff like that. It's just very, very like, did Disney take over when Rebels started?
I don't know.
Okay, it has that feel. I don't know if they did, but it has that feel. It has like, well, we're gonna tell this like a Disney story, not like a Disney show. And one of the things I weirdly like about Clone Wars is that it was kind of going its own pace. That was very different, and surprisingly won me over. But again, I'm like 3 or 4 episodes in.
Right.
I can't judge that harsh. But
Yeah.
because I know a lot of people say there's a lot of cool stuff that happens.
Yeah. I liked it a lot. I say
Burton
liked.
guy.
Huh?
That purple guy, whatever his name is, the big.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I like him a lot.
I'm on season 4. I'm almost through all of season 4, which is the final season.
Yeah, it's
So,
the last one, right?
oh, things are getting good.
Yeah.
Professor God, thank you for the 50 bits. Have you ever considered having a sibling rivalry for famous old TV shows like Breaking Bad or Game of Thrones or Walking Dead?
I
Well, I've
mean,
only seen Game of Thrones.
yeah. Oh, you haven't seen Breaking Bad?
Not all of it.
Oh,
It's
okay.
very
So there's
good.
large chunks I'm missing.
Okay. Yeah, I don't even know what we do. Maybe like Cobra Kai or something like that. Yeah, I don't know. It's been a while since we've done like we were gonna do one for Spider-Man, but again, it was around the holidays and we couldn't quite get together. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe we should do another one again. It's been a
I
while.
really wanted to do one for Spider-Man because I loved that movie.
Yeah.
Big Mac, thank you for the 100 bits. Who are you and what's your occupation?
I'm Sharon.
Who is your daddy and what does he do?
Wrong movie. I'm a nurse. My name is Sharon.
Adam Grunther, thank you for the 50 bits. Which review was your favorite? Disney Afternoon, Fox Kids, or Toonami? Also, are you planning to do more reviews like that in the future?
Yeah, I mean, it was gonna be. No, actually, I think we still can. We should do them around April, so maybe around that time. And I mean, I guess I'm wearing the shirt, so I gotta say Fox Kids. But
I was gonna say probably the Fox Kids one was my favorite.
mhm.
We had a lot of fun filming that one.
Yeah.
Everyone had the giggles for some reason, too.
Yeah,
it
that
was
is
such
true.
a fun film shooting day.
The bloopers on that one are just so long because just all of us had like the super giggles.
Sailor Aaron, thank you for the 150 bits. Hello, you amazing trio, you. How y'all doing? So I finished watching Arcane on Netflix. Me too. I didn't like it. Oh, I loved it! Really looking forward to season 2. What's your favorite character from the series or favorite moment? I love Powder and Jinx. And we probably shouldn't spoil it.
No, I know.
Yeah. See, this is. I'm trying to think.
But we will say watch it. If you have any hesitation, watch it.
Yeah.
When someone gets blamed for what goes down earlier on in the series, it was one of the harshest, cruelest scenes ever, and I just adored it for just like how balls to the wall, just like, damn, that was harsh of a scene it was. Like, it's something I don't normally see. I also like that the villains are all very well written. Like every single villain, I'm not like, oh, they're just pure evil. I'm like, yeah, I can kind of see where they're coming from, you know. And
Yeah.
I don't see that much in a show like that either. So both of those things are really good.
I'll say the very last 2 seconds, literally, is where I went.
Oh yeah,
"What?" And
that's another one.
Of the year.
Easy.
Favorite character? Yeah, I don't know. I guess I'm blanking on his name, but you know the guy who talks like this, you know, and like sort of the main bad guy. I guess.
Silco?
Yeah, and then at the end of the season, this other character comes in. I forget, is she like a queen or something? I can't imagine. Just this big, like ripped black lady. It just doesn't take shit from anything, and just like has all these servants. I don't know. It's like she's living the good life, whatever.
I don't know if I have a favorite character because a lot of them are so well written.
Mm-hmm.
I know it's not Powder. She was the like she's not my favorite, so it's a little Harley for me. But no, but she's still pretty good overall. Yeah, no, just watch the show.
That Disney nerd, thank you for the 100 bits. Doug, how do we know you're not nurturing an army of little Douglets in that beautiful gut? And Rob, how do we know you're not growing an army of little Robs under that cap in a diabolical plot to take over the world?
Don't listen to them, my pets.
That'd be crazy. Like something's gonna come out. I'm like, run, Douglas, run!
Extra points if you just tossed him.
No,
It's like, yeah, he'll land on his
never,
Okay,
never.
he lands on his feet once.
Big Jack Films, thank you for that 13-month subscription. Welcome back. Appreciate that. Hey guys, sorry I'm late. Ontario's under another lockdown, but we'll manage. I found Kingdom Hearts for $5. Gonna give it a try.
I hate to tell you, but Ontario always has a lockdown. It's just called a Canadian winter.
Yeah, yeah, I hope you enjoy it. There's definitely some things that you'll have to get used to in terms of the controls and stuff, but I had a lot of fun.
Professor God, thank you for the 50 bits. Have you ever seen a movie that was so artsy that you flat out didn't understand any of it?
Even if I don't understand it, I feel like it can still work. It can still win me over. A lot
any Neil Breen movie.
That's a good answer. Like most David Lynch movies usually win me over. Even though I'm not able to say what they're about, I can tell you how they make me feel and how I react, and maybe some ideas and themes. But if you're to be like, is that what the filmmaker had in mind? I have no idea. But
what's had Hugh Jackman in it?
Tree of Life.
Tree of Life. I enjoyed that, but I kind of came out of that, at least the first time I saw it, I was like, I don't know what the hell this is about. So
wait, shit, is that a Tree of Life? I might be confusing it with another art house film.
Fountain, or is it the Fountain?
The Fountain. That's
the Fountain.
Yeah,
sorry, the Fountain, not Tree of Life. The Fountain.
There's ironically a Tree of Life in that movie, though.
Yeah. Well, that's why it sounded correct to me, because like I remember this giant golden tree. Okay.
Yeah.
Anu, thank you for the 50 bits. Gonna review Missouri Breaks sometime. You know, that Jack Nicholson and Marlon Brando movie they kinda mention in Old?
I am curious to check it out, because I legit did not know they did a movie together, and I just love to know what that's like. So I'll at least watch it at some point.
Professor God, thank you for the 50 bits. What is your opinion/review of the 2 Blade Runner films?
I love them.
Yeah, they're great.
I've only seen the first one. I started the second one, and I should finish it.
Yes, you should, Doug.
I know.
God, Doug.
I don't. That's another one where
Just leave.
Oh, I'm gonna make it worse. For whatever reason, like, they're good. I acknowledge they're good. They don't grab me for some reason. And that has like all the stuff I love in a movie, but for whatever reason, it just never quite got a hold on me.
Is it Jared Leto?
He didn't help.
Okay, I will say this: he's the only thing I don't like in that movie. It was like, one of these things is not like the other.
I only saw him for like a few minutes. I'm like,
in that, like in everything else.
Alexander, thank you for the 50 bits. Question for all of you: what is your favorite Winona Ryder performance? In my opinion, she's a fairly underrated actress.
Dracula. No.
I guess Little Women's pretty good.
She's good in Little Women. I really did like her in Stranger Things, because I really did believe she was kind of nuts.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of any others. Yeah.
I mean, I think those are good.
I do like her in Beetlejuice too.
Horace, thank you for the 50 bits. Question about the Clone Wars. I don't know, Doug, if you noticed, but many of the Clone Wars episodes in seasons 1 through 3 were non-chronological. For example, the episode with the clone trader or the invisible ship took place before the movie. Did this episode order confuse you?
No, and because a lot of people brought that up to me, and I was just like, I didn't even notice. Maybe because I never got that into like the missions in terms of like why they're doing it and stuff like that. It was only over time that they started to really sort of slip that in and make me care about it, which I think was clever. It allows them to focus more on the characters, where I thought the prequels didn't do that. It was too much focused on, the politics and stuff like that were tough to follow. So no, I actually didn't notice they were out of order.
Really quickly, somebody mentioned The Crucible. That was a good one. I thought she was good in that.
Gary Turbo, thank you for the 50 bits. Fun fact, DC could have beaten Marvel to the punch having a movie with an Asian superhero, since Zack Snyder did plan on having Ryan Choi as Adam.
Son of a bitch.
I mean, I don't think anyone is keeping score or anything, so...
Well, it's funny because in the next one I got coming out, I do talk about like the few things that the DCEU did beat the MCU to. And when I was looking it over, I'm like, yeah, there are a couple things they actually did get to first.
I
they're
mean,
kind of interesting.
I hate to be that person, but they beat Marvel to good movies. Before Marvel, you know what I mean? Like Batman.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
I mean, if we're going back that
but
far,
no, DCEU. I see what you mean now, DCEU.
But that is a good point.
Right. Superman, like, come on. You're right, Dragon's Toy. You're right.
Yeah.
Flutter Guy, thank you for the 100 bits. Hey Rob, what do you guys use to make the eyeballs in Ralph Bashke's mustard and eyeball sandwich from the Cool World review?
I mean, I think
Oh
you
my
said
God.
eyeballs and mustard.
But were they little ping pong balls? What were they?
Yeah,
Because
that's just something we
Jim
got.
drew little eyes on them. They were light
No,
and
no, no,
plastic.
no, no.
I think they were
I
ping
think
pong
we
balls.
already. I think they already came with the eyes
Oh,
on
did
there. We
they?
just got it from-
We just bought them at a Halloween store. So
Yeah, and then we
it's
glued them all
really
together. For
complicated.
Mr. This Charming Man, thank you for the 150 bits. Hi guys, hope you all are doing well. I just wanted to ask Doug, have you seen the Batman cartoon? It was the incarnation of Batman that I grew up with.
Got to be
mean-
more specific. I
I'm
mean, there's
ass-
a lot.
The animated series?
Yeah, I'm
You mean
assuming
the
they mean
animated
Batman
series,
the animated
yeah.
series, but
Yeah,
I don't
talk
know,
about
because
the
there's a
animated
lot of
series.
Batman cartoons.
The
Yeah.
animated series is what we saw. I don't remember.
Oh, wait. Did he say the Batman
Yes,
cartoon?
yes.
Okay, I think he's talking about the show The Batman, which now movie called The
Oh,
Batman's
Oh,
I
didn't see it.
I saw bits and pieces. It wasn't grabbing me though. Some of the designs of the villains were fun and original. I mean, it's like that's not how I imagined the Joker, but that was definitely different.
that Disney nerd, thank you for the 100 bits. Was I the only one who started laughing when they moved Morbius to April Fool's Day?
Is it April Fool's Day? Oh
Is
my
it?
god!
April Fools! You thought you were getting a good movie, and instead you got Jared Leto.
I don't
come
think
on.
anyone
Okay.
thought it's going to be
I
a
was
good
gonna say,
movie.
No.
April Fool's is gonna be if it's surprisingly good.
Yeah, the April Fools would be if it's actually a decent movie.
April Fool's would be if it actually does well, like financially, because I don't know anyone that's excited to see that movie.
Gelatin Man, thank you for the 50 bits. Should note that Shyamalan self-finances his own films. He may be an artiste, but he's among the most respectable artists.
Yeah, that's because no one's gonna pay him to do a movie anymore.
But I kind of love that. I don't know. I'm loving him more and more. Like I said, even when he makes bad stuff, he's making it his way, and I kind of love the shit out of him for it.
He basically is a rich Neil Breen at this point. Like
Eh,
that's
yeah,
all. Like they're getting
but-
stranger and weirder, and I'm just like, yeah, and that's fine. Like I'm like, it's entertaining, but whether or not that's good, I think is another question entirely.
I'm okay with just entertaining.
Antari, thank you for the 100 bits. Doug, what's the next game you're playing on Twitch? Aside from Telltale's The Walking Dead, you should know there's a Guardians of the Galaxy video game by Square Enix. I just got it and it's amazing. You should add that to your Disney December list.
You know, I think I do have it on the list, but it's not the next one I'm playing. I actually just put it on Facebook. We're doing the Spider-Man PS4.
Yay!
Nice.
Especially when everybody's still talking about Spider-Man. So yeah, everyone says it's great. I'm mad excited to try it.
I just got the sequel with Miles Morales in it. I'm gonna boot that one up soon.
Nice. It's pretty fun. Adam Grunther, thank you for the 50 bits. Which Taika Waititi movie do you like more? Thor Ragnarok or Jojo Rabbit?
Oh, Jojo Rabbit. I like Thor Ragnarok a lot, but Jojo Rabbit, that one had balls.
Yeah.
I think I gotta say Jojo Rabbit. I mean, Jojo Rabbit's clearly made better too, but in terms of which one do I like more, I'm like, yeah, I think it's still Jojo Rabbit.
Teja Payne, thank you for the 50 bits. Has Rob ever noticed that his Shyamalan sounds like Michael Keaton?
He was going for Steve Bloom.
Yeah, it was supposed to sound like Steve Bloom, but Michael Keaton talks a little faster. Like Michael Keaton's more fast. But yeah, no, I mean, I'll take it. Michael Keaton's cool, so.
Sailor Aaron, thank you for the 100 bits. Doug, love your Fox Kids shirt. Anyway, I do have a question. Will you do a special on NC for PBS Kids shows in the future? Didn't you mention that you will do a Kids WB, Cartoon Network, etc.? I grew up with Arthur, Zoom, Fetch with Ruffman, Dragon Tales, Cyber Chase, etc.
I mean, that had to be one. It would be 100% just the rest of the group talking about, because I didn't grow up with any of that. I grew up with the book Arthur. That's how old I am. And Kermit Wazowski is saying it is April Fool's, by the way. The
Wow.
Morpheus thing. So okay, just making sure I read that right. But no, I mean, I think it's April Fool's is like April Fool's, but it's not April Fool's. I don't know. Anyway, PBS, I don't know because I don't think I have much to say about it. But yeah, Kids WB, I think will probably be the next one because that's the one that gets the most requests. And I did see like at least a third all of that, so I can talk a little bit about it with the group.
Adam Grunther, thank you for the 50 bits. Which Star Wars villain from the prequels was the most improved in Clone Wars?
Well, we had the Emperor, Dooku. I mean, oh no, and
Grievous.
Grievous.
Grievous and fucking Darth Maul, man. Oh no, Maul.
Yeah,
Grievous
Maul.
and Maul.
Maul, holy smart
Easy.
guy that like said 2 words suddenly like has the Shakespearean dialogue, and he was so fascinating. Yeah, I'll probably say Maul.
I go Maul and Grievous just because I can never get enough of Grievous.
But he was fun in the prequels too, to the film's credit.
Not enough of him. Needed more.
Yeah.
Alan, thank you for the 100 bits. Hey, Doug, would you ever do an NC review of Matrix Resurrections, considering it was a letdown?
Oh yeah. As soon as that comes out, we're doing that.
Yeah.
Cameron, thank you for the 55 bits. Hey, Doug, which one do you think is better, Kingdom Hearts 3 or Final Fantasy 7? I don't think you played Final Fantasy.
I've never played Final Fantasy.
Yeah, and that's a turn-based one, right?
The new one, the remake, is a little bit more action-adventure, kind of like Kingdom Hearts,
okay.
rather than turn-based. But I really liked the Final Fantasy VII remake. I would say that was better than Kingdom Hearts 3, but that's just me.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I've never played one before.
Gary Turbo, thank you for the 50 bits. I can top what Doug got for Christmas. When I was 5, along with a train set, I got a Sega Genesis with Sonic the Hedgehog 2 and 3 other games.
That's some bullshit. It's Super Nintendo. It's Super Nintendo all the way. I mean, just look at what's still around. Where's Sega? Where's Sega? Where you at, Sega? Where you at? No, Super Nintendo.
Oh,
well, okay,
yeah, well, I
Nintendo.
got COVID. Oh, wait, no.
He didn't. Super COVID.
Antari, thank you for the 100 bits. Doug, since you've reviewed the first Cats and Dogs movie, would you review the sequel, Revenge of Kitty Galore? It's stupid and cheesy fun and would love your added commentary.
Maybe if it's like, if I just am looking for like an extra one, I have no idea what to review. But I mean, our list is pretty long. And I'm trying to review more stuff like I have a passion to talk about or like an interest to talk about. I don't really have that much of a passion or interest to talk about Cats and Dogs too, but maybe one day I will.
DCL Coda, thank you for the 50 bits. Random question. What is your favorite shot in a movie in 2021? Mine would be either the window reflection from the opening of In the Heights or the overhead shot from The Rumble in West Side Story. My runner-up would be the final shot of Sunday in Tick, Tick, Boom. I would say probably something from Dune. I can't think of anything specific.
I was just gonna say
Dune,
all
man.
of Dune.
Gorgeous
Yeah,
movie.
I think it's Dune for me.
And I was trying to think, it's like anything in No Way Home, and I'm like, I mean, it looks nice, but yeah, probably. I'll just say all of Dune, sure.
Anu, thank you for the 50 bits. So, Doug, that shirt, it's only half true. You're not a fox, right?
Well, a fox at heart.
Big Jack Films, thank you for the 50 bits. Looking forward to the eventual Bat Month at some point. Out of all Batman's gadgets used in the movies, which one from his utility belt would you want the most? The toy company NECA is actually making replicas worth grabbing.
Definitely bat shark repellent. You never know when you're going to need that.
Yeah. Maybe that goofy one where he just picks up the Batarang and types in like 4 people. It just knows where to go. That's so
pretty
silly.
awesome.
I kind of love it.
Like,
yeah.
I could do a lot of damage with that.
That Disney nerd, thank you for the 100 bits. You said that every Disney December you talk about something Winnie the Pooh related. Might I recommend The New Adventures of Winnie the Pooh? It only has 50 episodes and is just a fun time with all our favorite Winnie the Pooh characters.
I did. That was, a couple years ago I did that. I really liked it. It's a very good show. We grew up with that show. So we really, really liked it.
Yeah, that was a Saturday morning cartoon for us, I think.
Yeah.
Adam Grunther, thank you for the 50 bits. Would you say Cobra Kai has basically become your show idea, Mercy's a penis, from your Karate Kid old versus new?
I do not remember this idea at all, but I will say yes.
I was reading this question and I was like, it's in quotations, Mercy's a penis, so maybe Doug knows what this means? But
I've been doing this too long because I'm like, man, you'd think I'd remember that joke, and I don't.
I have no doubt I made that joke. I have no doubt it's a Doug joke. but I don't remember it in the least. But I'll still say yes.
Poke Nutcase, thank you for the 57 bits. For all three, what are your general thoughts on the Muppet movie and the Great Muppet Caper? Also, fun fact, apparently, Good Burger was filmed in a month from March to April of 1997.
Those were my two favorite Muppet movies. Still
They're
are.
great.
Yeah.
Like they're flawless, both of them.
And Good Burger, I'm astonished.
That Disney nerd, thank you for the 100 bits. I know you guys aren't really the award show guys, but which films can you see getting Oscar buzz this year?
Probably
It's
West Side
all
Story.
gonna be Spider-Man. All of it. This is the year Marvel finally
It's the
cracks
year
Best
Spider-Man
Picture.
gets it.
I mean, I imagine it'll be things like House of Gucci.
Yeah, House of Gucci. I mean, maybe a little bit of Last Duel. I mean, just to kind of throw it a bone. But I think West Side Story will be up there.
Was it Tick Tick Boom?
Yeah, Tick Tick Boom.
Maybe Green Knight might be up there too.
Mhm.
I forgot about that one.
But yeah, those are just guesses because actually I haven't seen many award season movies. You know what I mean?
Sailor Aaron, thank you for the 150 bits. Oh, Rob, how's Now and Then, Here and There going? I do have to mention that one of my favorite moments is what you mentioned when Sarah finally escapes Hollywood. The beautiful animation with her in the night sky with the full moon behind her and she's glowing. The music score is simply beautiful, and her decision to do what she did, it's one of the best favorite moments in the anime, maybe in all anime history.
No, that was really good. Wish I knew what happened next, but I haven't seen it since then. Because we were out of town and because we did New Year's and everything, the friends I normally watch it with, we decided to take a week off just in case. So this Monday, though, I'll be back into it again. So I'll let you know how that episode goes.
Big Jack Films, thank you for the 50 bits. Have you seen Emperor Lemon's video essay on home movies? It's good to see the show continue to get more attention after over 20 years. Also, what are your favorite episodes? Mine are Renaissance, Director's Cut, and It's Time to Pay the Price.
Like Starboy and the Captain of Outer Space. I love that one.
Hey, Doug. Let's go find out how hot dogs are made.
Oh, and the pretty princess butterfly fairies?
Yeah.
Whatever.
Look at me. I'm a pretty princess. My coach, please don't. Look at me. I'm flying.
Are you drunk? Yeah.
Yeah, a little bit. I gotta get some spare ribs in me.
I know. I've not seen that video. I want to check it out though.
What was the one where they were doing the play, and the mother was still painting the backdrop as it was going on? That was a great one.
I forget lightning, something like that.
Yeah. There's a lot of good episodes. Good ones.
Antari, thank you for the 100 bits. Doug, another show I think is worth checking out is Super Robot Monkey Team Hyperforce Go. On the surface, it looks forgotten, but it has a following online. Plus, it's the only Jetix original show that came to Disney+. I think that's saying something.
Because I think I got them all picked, but I do have of course it's taking forever to load. I do have like a backup in case for some reason something else comes up or I have to move one. So I'll write that down. And what is it one more time? Because I've been told a couple times.
Super Robot Monkey Team Hyperforce Go.
Jesus Christ. Just what? And of course, my Word document is taking forever. There we go. Okay. Well, one more time. Super
Robot Monkey Team Hyper Force Go.
Okay, got it. It's I'm not saying I'm gonna do it this year, but I have it as a backup. Not this year, maybe next year.
Taja Payne, thank you for the 50 bits. I have this from. Sorry, let me try again. I have this from, but Rob, what are some B movies you think could work if remade? I suggested Reb Brown's Street Hunter.
That's too good of a question. I'm trying to go through like a list of B movies in my head.
Pandemic.
Well, that was the Birds, really. I get more or less. I can't. Oh man, I can't think of any off the top of my head. A live action B movie, thanks. I don't. Yeah, actually, Chud would be a good one. I don't know if I see any that chat comes up with. I'm like, I'm just drawing a blank, but that would make a good movie. Yeah, I'll think about that.
KP Kruk, thank you for the 100 bits. For an NC review in March, you should review Riverdance, the animated adventure. Saw some clips on YouTube and it's coming to Netflix in January 14th.
Yeah, I was looking up because we're gonna do like a few tests for the review shows just to get like a style down and everything. So I was looking for something to watch this week and the following week, and I saw that. I'm like, what the hell is this? So it piqued my interest just out of morbid curiosity.
Teja Payne, thank you for the 50 bits. Would you ever review Mowgli?
No, I don't think anyone would click on it, and I never did finish it. I should probably finish it, but it's a shame. I really was not getting into it, and I like that it's more faithful, but I don't like that. You know what it's like? It's like that Cowboy Bebop remake. It's like I got the intention, I just don't think they knew how to do it, how to bring it to life.
Frameiser, thank you for the 50 bits. What would you consider the best and worst movies of 2021?
Man, I don't know. I'd have to look at a list. They're so
West Side Story.
Well, West Side Story I probably put up there. Encanto.
Spider-Man Far From Home. Encanto was really good.
Dune.
Yeah, honestly, in terms of like worse, I mean, like I avoided a lot of bad movies, so I mean, mine would be like, I don't know, Home Sweet Home Alone, or yeah. See, like most of the ones I'm looking at, I'm like, that was pretty good.
The problem is, I've seen so few this year that like Ghostbusters Afterlife would be on it, even though I know for damn sure there has to be a lot more worse movies than that this year.
Like Venom 2 would be on there, but again, it's not like the worst, or anything.
Matrix, the new Matrix would be on there. But again, those are like to me, those were very middle of the road bad. Like I don't think they were the most god awful thing I've ever seen.
Oh, Ron's Gone Wrong would probably be on there as a good one. So yeah, there you go.
Frameiser, thank you for the 50 bits. Controversial opinion. Encanto is better than both Tangled and Frozen. Is that controversial?
I don't think it's that controversial. I like Tangled better than Frozen to begin with.
Controversial. I mean, I really like Frozen for like kind of what it did, but in terms of like what's the better made movie, it's probably Encanto. Yeah, I wouldn't disagree with it.
Matt Hanna, thank you for the 50 bits. I love that Twitter is trending all the clips of Sesame Street about Zoe's pet rock driving Elmo insane. So hilarious.
I haven't seen that. That's
I haven't either.
It's pretty funny. Someone circulated this clip that was like, that just retweeted it with, oh, Elmo's a mood, and it's just this clip from like a 90s Sesame Street episode where Elmo is like sharing a cookie with Zoe, and Zoe's pet rock is there, and like she wants to give the last oatmeal raisin cookie to her rock, and Elmo is like, Elmo wants that cookie, and the rock can't even eat it. It's a rock. Elmo should get that cookie. It's a rock. He can't even eat it.
All right, that sounds pretty funny. I may need to look that up.
It's pretty funny. Laser Wolf, thank you for the 3-month subscription. Long-time watcher, second-time subscriber. Any plans for the epic Mickey games for Disney-cember?
It's on the list. I don't know when I'll get to it, but it is on the list.
That Disney nerd, thank you for the 100 bits. Rob, what's your opinion on that Multiverse of Madness trailer? Are you excited to see Strange Supreme in live action? I can't wait.
I'm hopeful. It looked good. So, you never know with a lot of the more recent Marvel movies. Sometimes I thought, it's going to be great, and it's just kind of like, it's all right. And some of the ones I thought, it's going to be all right. It was really great. So, but I mean, it's Sam Raimi, so I'm hoping it's going to be pretty badass.
Adam Grunther, thank you for the 50 bits. Which MCU Spider-Man villain was the best? Vulture, Mysterio, or Green Goblin?
Oh man.
Well, Mysterio's at the bottom, but man, Vulture or Green Goblin.
That's rough because I mean, Vulture only has one movie where Green Goblin has like the other movies to work off of.
I'm gonna
So
go.
it's
I'm
not
gonna
that
go.
fair.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Vulture because he had to do it all in the one movie. But I'd say Green Goblin's very close second.
Man, I guess I'll say that too. But man, it's close. It's really close.
Exile, thank you for the 50 bits. Have you ever played Devil May Cry?
Um, I played one of them for the because we did a sponsorship on it. It was a lot of fun. But I didn't play a ton of it because again, I was just kidding. It's like, okay, cool, yeah, this is fun. Go play it, kind of thing. Yeah, I can't remember which one it was though.
Gary Turbo, thank you for the 50 bits. I didn't realize that in Don't Look Up, the president was smoking in front of a container labeled flammable, which made it more hilarious.
Cowboy Bebop did it.
Frameiser, thank you for the 50 bits. Would you rather go on an adventure with Bear Grylls or participate on Fear Factor? Bear
What's
Grylls.
the first one?
Bear on an adventure with Bear Grylls. He was oh gosh, was he on Discovery Channel?
Oh, I don't know this dude. Okay, a British adventurer. He's described as.
Yes, yeah.
There are such things.
Yes.
I mean, at least with that, you're getting outside and seeing some nice countryside. So I guess I'll say that. Sure.
I would do that over Fear Factor.
Yeah. Bear Grylls had a reality show, and fun fact, one of my friends from college won it one year. And Bear Grylls is apparently a wonderful man, so I would rather hang out with Bear Grylls.
That's a nice way to hear those stories. Like, what's that guy like? Oh, he's an asshole. It's like, no, he's really nice. He's cool.
Orlando Garcia, thank you for the 100 bits. Doug, you ever thought about making a spin-off of Dark Toons called, Not So Dark Toons? Where you just talk about cartoon episodes in general. I'd really like to see you talk about Band Geeks from SpongeBob. It's the most beloved SpongeBob episode ever, and when you finish watching it, you'll totally agree.
Doug, have you ever thought of a spin-off of Dark Toons called just Toons?
Toons, yeah. Just cut to Bob Hoskins going, Toons, and that's the intro. I have thought about it because, especially when I watch like the old Looney Tunes cartoons, I do really want to talk about them, but even if they're not dark. I'll have to see because again, we're trying to do a new review show right now. We're going to see how much time that takes up. So I have to see how that goes because I haven't done a Dark Toons in a while. So we'll see. We'll see how things balance out.
I like Kermit Wazowski's suggestion: slightly unpleasant tunes. Favre Films, thank you for the 100 bits. Any of you read What If Peter Parker Had to Destroy Spider-Man? It was my first comic growing up, and the reason why I love the show more than I probably should.
No, I didn't read that many of the What Ifs, actually.
I read a few of them. I don't remember that one. Huh. I'll have to see if I can find it.
Orlando Garcia, thank you for the 100 bits. Hey Rob, what are your thoughts on Don Bluth's short, The Small One?
Oh, it's one of the best Christmas things ever made. It's honestly like if it wasn't for Secret of Nim, like God, Small One would probably be like the best one I think he's done.
Yeah, it's a toss-up.
So yeah, it's a masterpiece, beginning to end.
Mumrar, thank you for the 50 bits. If the family signed off on it, would you like to see Christopher Reeves pop up in a future DC project using great effects like they did in Afterlife? No.
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 Absolutely. I didn't even like it in Afterlife. No. Stop.
I mean,
Go ahead.
Christopher Reeves is like forever for me personally, like the embodiment of Superman. So I understand why that might be attractive to some people, but like, leave him
Except
alone.
for Superman 3 when he was drinking in the bar and ruined the Leaning Tower of Pisa. But we don't talk about that.
We don't talk about that, but like, just leave him alone. Some of that stuff can go so wrong so fast, and like, then you're gonna have to approve everything through like his estate, and like, it's gonna be a mess. Just leave it alone.
I'll say this. So I didn't like what they did in Afterlife, but I will say the effects were not that bad. But for every time you get a decent effect like that, you get China Doll Leia or Moff Tarkin or the PS4 version of Mark Hamill Luke Skywalker running, and it's just creepy and weird, and it doesn't look very good. Mm-hmm. So I would just rather they didn't.
Yeah, it rarely works, and I think it's better just to let that lie.
Antari, thank you for the 100 bits. Doug, if the creators of The Simpsons requested you to play the nostalgia critic on the show as a celebrity guest with Stephen Hawking other people, would you do it?
I'd say, oh my God, you're on your way out, aren't you? If I'm the celebrity guest. I mean,
I don't see why you wouldn't. I just don't know
Yeah.
why they would.
Yeah, I don't know why they would either. I mean, that would be the sign the show's on its last legs if they brought me on.
That's the ultimate act of desperation.
Yeah.
That Disney nerd, thank you for the 100 bits. I'm hoping Comic-Con happens this year. There's a lot of celebs I want to meet. William Shatner, Ron Perlman, Daniel Logan, Charles Martinet, and my favorite Disney princess, Linda Larkin, aka Jasmine.
Oh, yeah, I hope it does too.
Yeah. Exile, thank you for the 100 bits. Why can't the Green Goblin be your friend? Because he's always Defoe. Broomch.
That's a pretty good trick you got there.
MNS Prime, thank you for the 100 bits. Just curious, what is Doug gonna play tomorrow? If anyone asked this already, just take my bits anyway.
Yeah, Spider-Man.
Gary Turbo, thank you for the 50 bits. The worst part of John Madden's passing is that he will live on through a series of garbage games by a greedy studio. I mean, I don't think that's the number one thing people think of when they think of John Madden. You know what I mean? Like, his legacy lives on in other ways.
I'll say I think a younger generation might think of the John Madden games, but I don't. That's just one of the many aspects of crazy John Madden.
Right. Well,
yeah, it's kind of like saying, you know what sucks? Everyone's going to remember Shaq for his stupid movies. It's like, no, they're going to remember him for what he originally was known for, you know, kind of thing.
Right.
I just will always remember him for the crazy, crazy things he would say during his commentary. I forget, it was the Buccaneers. He used to have the pirate ship in there. It's got to be the Buccaneers. I remember one time I swear to God, he said something like, you know, I always wanted to be a pirate. And the other two guys just look at him like, what? I love those moments.
Cameron, thank you for the 100 bits. Hey, Doug, can you do an NC for Napoleon Dynamite?
I don't know what I would say about it because that's another one I never really got into. It's fine,
Same
but
here.
I have no passion to talk about it. I met the guy. The guy's really sweet and really, really funny. But in terms of like talking about the movie, I'm just like, I don't know what I would say or add. I think it'd be a very boring review.
Smash Ultra, thank you for the 150 bits. I just wrote a list about squads from a video game that I came up from my head. It's called Space Jam Video Game, where the Toon Squad plays against other cartoon squads like Sega Squad of Sonic and Friends, Crash Squad of Crash and Friends, Square Squad of SpongeBob and others, Nintendo Squad of Mario and so on, and Power Squad and Sailor Squad about Sailor Moon and the Power Rangers.
Good.
Cool. Sounds cool. Alexander, thank you for the 50 bits. Hi, Doug. I have to admit, I was pretty surprised when you said you weren't at all excited for the upcoming Wednesday Addams series. Personally, I'll always be interested in seeing what Tim Burton does next, and the synopsis actually sounded pretty fascinating to me. I'm curious to know what didn't grab you about it.
It's not Barry Sonnenfeld doing it.
Yeah, and I don't know. It's getting to a point where the only thing that can ruin a Tim Burton type project is Tim Burton.
Right,
you know what
being
I mean?
too Tim Burton.
Yeah.
Nobody. The other issue is this is very important with Tim Burton. Nobody seems to be giving him good scripts. He for some reason attracts a lot of garbage scripts. I don't know if he just says yes to them as under contract or what it is, but he's not a director that can overcome a bad script like some kind of can.
I do like the casting. Obviously, I'm gonna like who plays Morticia, but I also like getting what was it, Louis Gussman? Is that his name? I think that's a fascinating choice for Gomez, and he's a good actor, but I wouldn't think of him as Gomez. So I'm really curious to see what they do with that.
I'm just curious because the synopsis kind of sounded like some kind of CW show. like
what is the
Riverdale.
synopsis?
Like, basically, it's Wednesday Addams going to a private academy where she learns she has, like, special powers or something like that. It
What?
sounds like a CW show. It sounds like
Oh,
Sabrina.
That sounds
man.
awful.
It sounds like
Mm,
Sabrina.
Just awful.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Any goodwill I had is being sucked away pretty fast.
Adam Grunther, thank you for the 50 bits. In your Pixels review, Shyamalan was voiced by Doug instead of Rob, like normal. Do you remember the reason why?
No, I don't even remember him being in the Pixels review. We've been doing this
I
too
was
long.
gonna say,
I
was
can't
he?
remember that. I'm like,
Yeah, I
where
don't
did
remember.
I have him in there? I don't even remember.
It was
Yeah.
clearly because Doug's a jackass.
Yeah.
This is why the hog spotlight. But I don't remember why.
Godzilla fan, thank you for the 50 bits. Besides Shyamalan, what other directors do so bad it's good films?
We mentioned like 5 times. Neil Breen is great. Yeah, I'm trying to.
It's not really so bad it's good, but kind of so ridiculous it's good. But some of the good, like, Michael Bay movies are just so ridiculous that they're good that you're like, hell yeah, let's do this!
This guy, very few people heard of this guy, but anytime he releases a movie, it's gold. Joel Paul Reesig, I think is how you say it. He does a movie called Faith Under Fire, and it was so funny. And he's done these other, that they're like kind of these pure flick style movies, and they are very, very funny, and they are not meant to be, but they're hilarious.
Kermit Wazowski, thank you for the 50 bits. Everyone's favorite Mario Kart track? Sorry again for the bananas the other night, Rob.
Damn you!
I have an affinity for TikTok clock.
Mount Wario.
Ooh,
The
that's
whole
a good
concept
one.
of like flying out of a plane like you're in some Fast and Furious movie and just skiing down that whole mountain. That's probably my favorite.
Just to look at them, I like any of the Ghost House ones are always fun to look at.
Nice. Taja Payne, thank you for the 50 bits. Favorite Kingdom Hearts villain? No, the Disney ones do not count.
Yeah. Man. I mean, I guess Xehanort's pretty cool, but I always forget her name.
Larxene?
Larxene, yeah.
I knew exactly who you were talking about.
Like just the little bit of time that I saw her in those games, I don't know why. I just love the attitude from her. I love the voice from her. I love the weird little hairs that go back like that. I don't know why. I'm just like, this character sounds cool. I want to know more about this character.
Anu, thank you for the 50 bits. Not gonna spoil the latest Book of Boba Fett episode, but those shoulder pads, gosh, I want them.
I haven't seen it yet. Sorry.
All right. Cameron, thank you for the 1001 bits. Appreciate this.
Ew.
If Square Enix ever made a game where Sora teams up with Cloud and Sephiroth, would you play it? I mean, against what, though? What would Cloud and Sephiroth be teaming with Sora against?
Another Sephiroth.
I love Sephiroth. Oh my gosh.
They're just fighting the song Sephiroth. Like all these notes are flying at him and this choir singing. You have to knock out the choir. That's what it is. They fight the song Sephiroth.
Can we request, by the way, Heather, that anytime you say Sephiroth's name from now on when reading something, you just have to say Sephiroth?
Maybe.
Thank you.
Why not? I love him. I have an anime type, and by God, if it is not moody ass people like Sephiroth. Orlando Garcia, thank you for the 100 bits. How much longer until you guys give the people what they truly want? Channel Awesome's NFTs. Come on, we want to go broke.
Apparently we do too if we did that.
Oh God! Can we get Matt Damon to advertise it for us? Fortune favors the brave.
Maybe if we get like a snake oil NFT. Somehow,
yeah, that'd be perfect.
That almost feels like a Cards Against Humanity stunt. Remember when Cards Against Humanity used to do shit like that? And it'd be like a Black Friday sale where you pay more. It feels like they would do something like a snake oil NFT where like it's actually meaningless. Framizer, thank you for the 50 bits. What's your favorite Amy Adams performance? I think she's one of the best actresses out there.
That's another one of those. I do confuse her a lot for Isla Fisher. I can't remind myself all the stuff she's in. Arrival was good. She was good in American Hustle. Yeah, she was pretty fucking good. Isn't it? I'm looking at all these roles. I'm like, oh, that was her. That was her. Yeah, okay. Yeah, she was really fucking good.
She's a lot more versatile.
The Arrival.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll go with that. I think that was pretty solid.
Gary Turbo, thank you for the 50 bits. What's your biggest childhood TV/movie crush? Mine was Christina Ricci, especially that scene in Prozac Nation where she was sitting on the bed.
I had a few. Karen Allen in Raiders.
Earliest, and I swear this isn't my type, but Michelle Pfeiffer is Catwoman.
Oh, hell yeah.
Oh my god.
Jennifer Connelly, Rocketeer.
Yeah, that was a good one. And you know, I don't talk about it much now, but Neve Campbell, I was really attracted to in my teen days. Yeah, I think those are the biggies.
I was a Harrison Ford girl in middle school, which is not hard to imagine with Star Wars and Indiana Jones. I loved Harrison Ford.
It's a Return of the Jedi, Carrie Fisher, not bad.
Adam Grunther, thank you for the 50 bits. Who was your favorite character from the new Ghostbusters movie?
I mean, I think the girl.
The girl. That was and only the girl. Nobody else made an impression on me.
I mean, and I like that movie, but I mean, I really did mean it when I was like, no, you really could just have this be the only kid in the movie and it'd work fine. Maybe even better, honestly.
Probably would have been better because the others were just so useless. They were all Winstons.
Flutter Guy, thank you for the 100 bits. Hey guys, what are some of your favorite opening/closing themes from anime? Some of mine are Naraku no Hana from When They Cry, Tabi no Tochu from Spice and Wolf, and Guren no Yumiya from Attack on Titan, to name a few. Listen, I'm gonna be that person. It's Cruel Angel Theses from Evangelion or bust.
Damn it! I was gonna say
cannot
Evangelion.
Skip Cruel Angel Theses.
Rob, what? I mean, Attack on Titan's pretty cool.
Attack on Titan, Cowboy Bebop.
What's the one, Rob? The song that's na 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 na.
Hack Sign.
Dot
Hack
Sign
has a great soundtrack.
It really, because it's Yoko Kanno. Yoko Kanno did the soundtrack for Escaflowne, Hack Sign, Cowboy Bebop.
She's
amazing.
That makes sense. Okay,
she's amazing.
The first Ghost in the Shell standalone complex. She also did that. That was also amazing.
Yep.
The FMA had a whole bunch of them.
I was gonna say a couple of the Full Metal
except for Ready Steady Go. I got so sick of that.
No, I love Ready Steady Go.
if Cartoon Network, they lost the rights to the other ones, so it was all Ready Steady Go all the time. And by the end of it, I'm just like, I'm so done with this damn song.
Oh, and I don't know if this counts, but because I didn't really watch the show, but the theme song to Digimon really just fucking rocked, man.
The American one, though, you're talking about, though, right?
Go Monsters, champions! I love it.
Last Exile had a really good one. We could go on all day. I love a lot of them.
Talkative Carl. Oh, sorry.
Oh, sorry. I was saying somebody just mentioned, but Erased. Yeah, that was another really good one.
Talkative Carl, thank you for the 50 bits. Heather, I don't know if you're going to talk about this on Saturday, but Mike Judge recently announced he's bringing back Beavis and Butthead on Paramount Plus. The early concept drawings he posted are wild, but like Rugrats, I think it should be left alone.
Didn't he already? Didn't they try once to bring them back?
Beavis, I have seen the top of the nostalgia bait, and it is good.
I've been saying... sorry, go ahead.
Okay. I was just saying, I don't... It's such a product of the time.
If he updates it in a way, I like Mike Judge's stuff. I wish he would do something new.
That's not kids now. You know, I mean, kids are like, they're online, they're into stuff, they're active, they're like, they have stuff to protest, and things like that, when their whole thing was like, who cares?
It's very kind of Gen X.
I mean, it was very Gen X. It was a parody of Gen X. Yeah. So I don't know why that'd be relevant now. Unless they're like older. Maybe that'd be funny.
Orlando Garcia, thank you for the 100 bits. So, odd question for you, Doug. Seeing how the video game Ni no Kuni, Wrath of the White Witch, is completely animated by Studio Ghibli, is it at all viable for appearing on a Disney December in the future?
I don't know. I didn't even know this game existed.
Oh, yeah, Ni no Kuni. Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Maybe.
It's Studio
I'll
Ghibli.
I'll look into it.
That Disney nerd, thank you for the 100 bits. So if you started Rebels, Doug, I won't say what happens, but wait till the end of season 2 and mid-season 3. Something happens that is so awesome, and I hope it puts a big grin on your face.
Cool. Yeah, I'm excited.
Luke the Boss, thank you for the 50 bits. I cannot blame M. Night for Old because the source material was awful. In fact, he actually improved it, but it is unfortunately still trash. Lol.
It's not just the source material. Like
I
there's
never did
ways
read
to
it,
direct
yeah.
actors and other things. Like the cinematography's bonkers half the
It's
time.
a great idea. It's a phenomenal idea.
The idea of a beach or getting stuck in some place that ages you, makes you old, is a great concept. Now, maybe the source material sucked and the ending sucked. I heard somewhere it had a different ending, but I don't know. But it's not just the source material. It's
Yeah, and I
just
haven't read
M.
it.
Night being M. Night.
Talkative Carl, thank you for the 50 bits. Are we allowed to talk about Matrix Resurrections? Yes, but no spoilers. Because I actually enjoyed the film. Warner Bros. Was going to make the movie with or without Lana Wachowski, hence that dig, so she'd rather do it on her own terms, which I respect.
I get that, and I was liking the terms until they're like, no, we gotta go back to the usual Matrix bullshit. I was loving that first third. I was absolutely in love with it.
Her idea of trying to stick it to Warner Brothers is to make the sort of movie that Warner Brothers would have created with studio interference.
Except
I don't
for
get
the
it.
first third.
Except for the first third. But I mean, but then in the end, it all gets like tossed out. That's why I didn't even like the first third. I'm like, I knew this wasn't going to go anywhere, and it was bugging me.
Adam Grunther, thank you for the 50 bits. Which MCU joke was worse? Ralph Boner or Darcy repeatedly calling Thor's hammer Mew
Darcy.
Mew?
I don't care what it is. Darcy. Anything with Darcy.
Mew Mew?
Yeah.
Darcy.
Yeah,
God
Darcy.
damn it.
It's all Darcy.
Adam. Yeah. Adam Grunther, thank you for the 50 bits. Which studio is worse when it comes to interfering with their movies? Warner Brothers or Sony? Why not both?
Yeah.
I mean, it just.
I'd say
here's the thing.
I'm gonna say Warner Brothers just because of quantity. I think they put out more movies, so they have more of a chance of fucking it up. But they're both really bad.
Yeah, and honestly, it's just I don't know. We can always say it seems like this and it feels like this, but at the end of the day, we're not there. We're not behind the scenes. We're not seeing what's going on.
Sometimes and this happens a lot. A director can put out a shit product, and the studio's attempt to save it can just make a shit product worse. That happens a lot too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Orlando Garcia, thank you for the 100 bits. It's 2022 and I still haven't found the fish. You guys had any luck?
Wouldn't I like to know? I don't know. I'm hoping it's what you're talking about. I don't know.
Talkative Carl, thank you for the 50 bits. Question for all of you. Once another Mortal Kombat game comes out by some twist of fate, if they were allowed to include some Marvel characters as special guests, who would you think would make sense to include? I'd choose Wolverine, Negasonic Teenage Warhead, and Green Goblin.
Oh, Venom.
Yeah.
Ooh, that could be interesting.
You gotta eat. I was almost gonna say Spider-Man, like just webs a person's skeleton and rips it out. Kind of think of funny, gory stuff you can do. But you're right, you can do it all with Venom, so might as well just do that.
Salsa Ray, thank you for the 50 bits. I laughed harder than I should have at your rapper jokes in Old, Doug. Have a small amount of money as a reward.
Thank you. Oh, damn.
I did like the comment on YouTube. Somebody said makes joke about him being called mid-size sedan. Never uses a mid-size sedan car name to describe him ever since that point.
Crispy Croco, thank you for that 4-month subscription. Welcome back. Anu, thank you for the 50 bits. So, here's a question only you can answer, Rob. What's in your trash bin?
Trash?
Great. You don't put Doug in there every now and then for a timeout?
I put myself in there, thank you. I make a living putting myself in there.
That's called the wall review. No, the dog food. That's probably the biggest thing in there. Like, she gets dog food out of a can. It's our dog was a rescue and she's got stomach issues. So
Oh.
yeah, we have to use a
Still,
lot of
she's
specially
still-
made canned dog food.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah, no, we switched. The vet's like, try this stuff. So yeah,
Oh.
in the trash, it's mostly dog food and various recyclables and nothing interesting. Garbage. Is that what you wanted? Maybe that was.
Maybe that's what they wanted.
Garbage.
That's probably what they wanted, Rob.
That
Antari,
kills me.
Antari, thank you for the 100 bits. Doug, it's awesome you're going to play Spider-Man next, but I think you should promote the next games you play on your commercial section of Nostalgia Critic like you did with Kingdom Hearts. More people will know about it and watch it then.
I might. It literally, like, this past week, because we're still getting over, like, New Year's and stuff like that.
Right.
And I'm celebrating another Christmas this weekend,
We've had one Christmas, yes, but what about second Christmas?
Yeah, so it's like, it's one of those things I just haven't had a chance to do. Also, we got one of those sponsorships really late, too, so I was catching up on that. So, I mean, we'll probably throw it in, like, the next one or something like that.
Gary Turbo, thank you for the 50 bits. Last bits for the night. Christopher Lambert explained why he didn't reprise his role as Raiden. He explained that the script sucked. I can send you the link if you want.
I
if
believe you.
Christopher Lambert says it sucks, oh my god.
The guy who did Ghost Rider 2?
Rider 2. This is too much for me.
Orlando Garcia, thank you for the 100 bits. So, who on Channel Awesome is the most likely to devote an entire month to talking about Nintendo games in the same vein as Disneycember, Batman, Twilight-tober?
I mean,
I'd contribute to it. I don't like.
I was just
None of us have gamed enough. I mean, maybe Heather has, but Doug and I haven't gamed enough that I think we could do it like an expert. But
I feel like each of us has a different area of expertise in Nintendo history, if that makes sense. Like, I feel like you guys could talk about NES, SNES,
resources.
and then
I'm thinking they mean like an NES is what, but it's like, oh yeah, no, just Nintendo in general. You're right. Like, I didn't even think of that.
right. Like, I feel like it would just be an amalgamation of all of us, because
Yeah.
like you guys have the NES, SNES. I think like Tamara and Walter could talk a long time about like GameCube. And probably SNES as well, and 64. I could probably hit a lot of like Wii U, Switch, I don't know.
Yeah.
It would be
And
everyone.
nobody would talk about the Virtual Boy.
Crazy Cat Lady, thank you for the 100 bits. Will you be playing Epic Mickey anytime soon?
It's on the list. We'll get to it at some point.
Talkative Carl, thank you for the 50 bits. Doug and Rob, is something about the Star Wars universe that sorry, I missed a word. What is something about the Star Wars universe that you love that isn't talked about much? I always liked how each planet has its own climate and the creativity of the animals that live on them.
Yeah, I mean, I enjoy that.
Yeah, the world building.
Yeah, probably the world building.
I don't think something exists that's not talked about enough.
Yeah,
with
see,
Star
that's the
Wars.
problem. I'm trying to think of something.
I mean,
nobody's
everything
talked about.
is dissected and delve into and stuff. So yeah, I don't think it exists.
Godzilla fan, thank you for the 50 bits. Are there any jokes that you regret not making?
There was one at the somebody left in the comments. I was like, it was in the Mary Poppins Returns review because we do a parody of Endgame, and I think the final line is something like "spoonful of sugar, bitch," and she destroys her or something. And somebody had such a better line. The remake Mary Poppins says, "I am inevitable," and the original Mary Poppins says, "and I'm practically perfect in every way."
Yeah.
Boom. And I was like,
That was a good one.
that was so much better.
There's too many. I can't even think of them all, but that happens like all the time. Or somebody in a YouTube comment posts like, "Oh, it should have been this."
Yeah.
I'm like, son of a bitch, it's really good.
Talkative Carl, thank you for the 50 bits. When should we expect to hear about the events of the Loki series and other films? I'm surprised Wong and Doctor Strange didn't sense anything since Shang-Chi and Spider-Man No Way Home.
When the mouse wishes it.
I mean, I think part of the point of Loki, WandaVision, No Way Home all happening almost simultaneously is that, like, everyone is just sensing these shifts in multiversal power, if that makes sense. Like, is it from Loki? Is it from Wanda? Where is it from? I don't know. We'll
Yeah,
see.
like that's a good point because there are a couple things going on like messing with reality. I mean, isn't there always in in the MCU? So yeah, it's a good point.
Adam Grunther, thank you for the 50 bits. If you were forced to live with one Doom Patrol character, who would it be? I'd personally say Rita, even though her problems would be tiring. Acting lessons from a Golden Age Hollywood actress is too awesome not to take.
Probably Cyborg. Just
Oh,
because
that's
I'm like,
true.
everybody else is such a hot mess. He's the closest thing to normal.
And he feels like he would have some kind of like manners. However, though, it also feels like if I was his first roommate, because like we'd be away from dad for the first, he'd be away from dad for the first time, he'd be a little crazy every now and then, or like have attachment issues.
I was gonna say, he seems like somebody who would party to piss dad off, and I'd be okay with that.
I was gonna say, I always forget his name, but the pilot, just because he'd had to be in his own room anyway, so he'd just deal with his own shit, and then he'd come out and be a nice guy. He's probably the nicest of them, so I'd just be like,
But if
yeah.
you're a roommate, you're stuck in the same room with him.
Well, I can't because he's got the toxic whatever.
He's radioactive.
Radioactive. So
But
I
you
can't.
are now. We're making this up as we go.
Well,
We
it'd be a
do
very
anything.
short time we'd have together then.
Anu, thank you for the 50 bits. Sure, you heard that CW is up for sale. Do you think it's time for the Mighty Mouse to gather another cheese? I don't think Disney would buy the CW. CW does teenage young adult trash, and like I can't imagine
We
why.
can do teenage young adult trash too. Haven't you ever watched a Disney Channel?
I was gonna say they do tween age trash, so I can.
It's time
see
to expand
them.
the market.
I was gonna say I could totally see them doing it. I'm not even kidding. I can totally see them doing it because you're right. That is a market.
We're coming for
don't
your woke teenage
necessarily-
garbage.
they don't necessarily have the teenage crowd. It's more the tween age. So I can see them going after it.
Godzilla fan, thank you for the 50 bits. If you could change anything in Disney's past, what would it be? Mine would be to sell the idea of Lion King to Don Bluth.
I mean, Lion King's pretty good.
I think mine would be Disney wouldn't let all of his people go on strike and become an angry, bitter old man about it for the rest of his life.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I guess, I guess some of the stuff that hasn't aged that well, it'd just be like, hey, you
Song
know,
of the South.
maybe leave that out. Yeah, I mean, that's the only thing I can think of. I don't know. Go and make the Hunchback stage show a live action movie. I do that.
Don't freeze his head. It's not gonna. We have no way to unfreeze it, and it wasn't a good idea.
Talkative Carl, thank you for the 50 bits. Doug and Rob, when you review animated films, what interesting facts did you find out in your research? Because I didn't know Pixar invented stop motion blur.
Oh, I didn't know that either. That's really cool.
God, I'm trying to think of something.
That's actually one of my favorite things. That was the thing when CG became like big, like Jurassic Park and stuff. I'm like, how are they doing that blur? That was like the most mind-blowing thing to me at the time.
So it's not technically animation in the Disney animation sense, but I did find this out recently. Flight of the Navigator, the systems, the computer programs they had built to get that ship to reflect everything, they basically were writing the programs that everybody was going to use from then on in things like Terminator and The Abyss from the ground up. And nobody really talks about that. That's where it kind of got its start, was that silly little kids movie with Pee Wee Herman as like the flying supercomputer.
I did find out too, I don't know if I ever mentioned it, in Beauty and the Beast, the big ballroom scene, the CG ballroom scene, everybody remembers that, but it was taking so long to render, they needed a backup plan just in case it didn't render in time because it was so massive. So they were going to have it where the room was completely dark and there was just a spotlight on them. I thought that was a pretty clever workaround.
That Disney nerd, thank you for the 100 bits. Doug has We Don't Talk About Bruno gotten out of your head yet? It's still stuck in my head 2 months later.
We don't talk about Bruno.
Yeah, now it's replaced with Under the Surface. My life is like a 3-ring circus. Drip, 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 and it never stops. It's like that's in my head. Or This is the Family Magical. It's like the other songs are in my head now. God damn it.
Talkative Carl, thank you for the 50 bits. Do you think that John Watts utilized the right amount of references in Spider-Man No Way Home? And when would it have been too far for you? Without spoilers.
I think what he did was pitch perfect. That should be the blueprint for any movie going forward to how to like nostalgia bait correctly and do the fan service in a way that serves the story. So I don't know what else he could have done. I think it was the perfect amount.
Some of the scenes went on a little bit for me, again, without spoiling it. I guess before the big Statue of Liberty fight, those scenes particularly, I'm like, cute. Can we wrap this up?
That's not, yeah, but that wasn't like nostalgia bait, really. It was just a couple of failed jokes. Like that, I don't count those in the same vein. I know what you're talking about. The crack the back scene.
No, like most of them, 90% of them are done perfect though.
Sailor Aaron, thank you for the 50 bits. Have you guys seen the new trailer for Michael Bay's new movie called Ambulance? I had to look it up again and go, oh, that's what you're calling it? It does look stupid yet fun because Jake G is in it. Stupid fun, but also stupid. Michael Bay does that well.
I'm not gonna lie, I saw it and I'm like, this looks like the perfect amount of dumb. Maybe this is a Michael Bay film I'll enjoy.
He can do some fun, dumb movies, honestly. No, I have not seen that one. I will check it out.
Adam Grunther, thank you for the 50 bits. Which Kingdom Hearts world that would never happen sounds more fun? The Great Muppet Caper world where you're transformed into a Muppet to beat up Charles Grodin Heartless, or a South Park movie fighting Saddam Hussein with a keyblade that lets out swear words when you use it.
Great Muppet. No, great
don't
Muppet.
Care, don't care. Charles Grodin. Yeah. Just the image of Muppets beating up Charles Grodin. Oh, no.
Why did you change? I'm a villain. Plain and simple.
Sailor Aaron, thank you for the 100 bits. Heather, quick. Who would you choose for bad anime boys with silver hair? Sephiroth or Vicious from Cowboy Bebop? I don't know if this counts as silver, but I went through a really big Shishomaru from Inuyasha phase.
Shishomaru?
Yep, I went through a really big Shishomaru phase in high school where I was like, oh, I love him.
No love for Noraku.
No, fuck Naraku. Adam Grunther, thank you for the 50 bits. Which character from the Snyder Cut do you think was the most improved from the Whedon Cut? Cyborg.
Cyborg, clearly.
Cyborg, yeah. Whedon did that dude dirty. Holy shit.
LePew, thank you for the 50 bits. Dearest Rob's ghost, how is Charity and the rest of the army?
Just right.
Talkative Carl, thank you for the 50 bits. Heather, have you seen the Harry Potter reunion? Can you believe someone confused a baby picture of Emma Watson with Emma Roberts? Yes, that was hilarious. I can't believe that, though. They were saying it was mislabeled, which I guess probably maybe happened. I don't know, whatever. It was fine. It was a little more awkward than I thought it would be. And also was really surprised that they talked about every movie. I thought it was just going to be like one of those stereotypical ones where they like do a round table and everyone's like, I remember when we made the first movie. That was fun. And instead, it was 2 hours of interviews and some of them were really awkward and it was fine.
I like that all of J.K. Rowling's interviews were like filmed like 2 or 3 years ago.
Right.
Interesting.
Oh. I love that they made it known. They put it in the corner in like huge letters. Like 2019, guys, okay? Before we knew she was a TERF, all right?
What kills me is I'm like, but you're still included. I'm not gonna get into this. Like they could do whatever they want, and I'm not gonna be like, oh my god, cancel this. But I'm like, but you still put the interview in there anyway. So what did that accomplish? You may as well have just called her up.
Alexander, thank you for the 50 bits. Have any of you seen the miniseries Des? It's pretty solid and features one of David Tennant's finest performances, which really is saying something.
Easy.
D-E-S.
Oh.
Des? I don't know. I have never heard of that, but that sounds interesting because I love David Tennant.
Yeah, it is. Not even like popping up here. Or is it? Division of Employment Security. I don't think that's it. I will look it up later.
Burnsy, thank you for the 50 bits. Crush on someone? Ever seen Angelica Houston as a pirate decapitate a guy in a very B movie called Ice Pirates? And Heather, one of her co-stars, Pirate Ron Perlman?
I love me some Ice Pirates. There's one you can remake. There, I answered that earlier question.
I don't think I've seen that one. That sounds just
classic.
from that scene. That sounds awesome.
The Maroon Cartoon, thank you for that 2-month subscription. Welcome back, appreciate it. Also love that name. Adam Grunther, thank you for the 50 bits. Overall, who is your favorite Star Wars villain? This includes shows and movies.
I think it's still got to be the Emperor.
Yeah,
see, and
but Return of the Jedi Emperor, that's the one where I'm just
even Revenge of the Sith is so much fun.
I'm so goofy in Revenge of the My Little Green Friends.
I might still go with Vader. I love Vader.
Vader's really good.
Yeah, even if we're just talking about the end of Rogue
Vader's
One.
a try-hard, though. The Emperor, he didn't even have to do anything, and you're just like, boy, he must be super powerful, because he barely gets up out of his fucking chair.
Yeah.
Sailor Aaron, thank you for the 150 bits. So, quick question for you guys. I finally got HBO Max back. I'm debating on what I should watch. Should I start Doom Patrol or James Gunn The Suicide Squad? I'm either watching the movie, then Doom Patrol, or maybe vice versa.
I mean, I guess just watch the movie and then get to the show, because it's just faster.
Yeah.
Godzilla fan, thank you for the 50 bits. If you are sent into the world of the last movie you watched, would you survive?
I'm trying to think of the last movie I watched.
Yeah, what was the last movie I watched?
Fucking what's it called? Better Watch Out. No, I would not survive.
No, I would not. That little bastard. Yeah, no, man. Yeah, that was the last one I saw too. No, I would not.
Yeah, I think the last movie I saw was Don't Look Up, and so no. The answer is no. Anu, thank you for the 50 bits. So I recently found out that spicy nacho chips make me sleepy. Do you have any foods that make you sleepy?
Alcohol.
Sleepy time tea.
It's gonna sound weird. Coffee makes me relaxed.
You freak.
It's really fucking weird. Caffeine doesn't perk me up at all, and coffee especially I associate with like relaxing. When people are like, you want some coffee at night, I think that's like, oh, have that like before you go to bed. Absolutely. It's like, no, it's supposed to keep you up. That's the idea.
But no, if I get drunk, like I'm not one of those like partying like, yeah, I just get sleepy. So alcohol actually does put me to sleep.
Talkative Carl, thank you for the 50 bits. I know you guys like Christmas Vacation as much as I do, but who's the cousin Eddie in your family?
I mean, I don't want to give out relatives' names. They just know who they are.
Yeah.
Or are you talking about just like my dad and the two of us? Like, I don't know. I mean, if that's the case, our dad is cousin.
Yeah, definitely dad.
Adam Grunther, thank you for the 50 bits. What are your thoughts on Terry Silver in Cobra Kai Season 4? Do you feel that he's better than he was in Karate Kid 3?
That's a trick question.
I mean, yeah, yes and no. Well, you haven't gotten to the end of it, have you, Doug?
No.
Yeah, that's a hard one to answer. His performance this time around is much more restrained.
Yeah.
Which I actually kind of enjoyed because I'm like, oh, it's a different take. But yeah, I don't know. I do kind of miss just the sheer insanity of that original performance. I like how he said too, it was the 80s, man. I was coked out.
Yeah, I was so coked out. I was trying to get
best
revenge
line
on
ever.
Kid. It's like, it's one of those things where you kind of go, oh, come on, this is all silly, but at the same time, it's like, it is a pretty good explanation.
Coke out of his mind. It's always picking on a fucking teenager.
Talkative Carl, thank you for the 50 bits. Rob, how would Del Toro direct the Flashpoint movie?
He would do a whole bunch of research, put a lot of work into it, I think hire the best people, and then decide, no, I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
And do something else.
Anu, thank you for the 50 bits. Heard Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson want to make a DC versus Marvel movie. Do you guys think he can do it?
Oh, like hit...
I mean, he could pay for it.
I mean, yeah, I mean, produce.
Yeah.
I don't know if he should direct it, but he could pay for it, sure.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna stop him.
KP Crook, thank you for the 50 bits. What do you think of the reboot of Legends of the Hidden Temple? Will you do another Nickelodeon month to cover the game shows? I know back then you didn't have enough quality clips to cover them.
Yeah, and then find now there's like clips everywhere. I feel like that ship has sailed, but then again, it would be a little funny if just out of nowhere, like whatever, 14 years later, we
finally the Redux.
Yeah, so I'm not planning on it, but I don't know, maybe somewhere down the line it'd be kind of a funny thing to do.
Godzilla fan, thank you for the 50 bits. Kingdom Hearts live action idea. Sora is a janitor at Disney World.
Sure.
I'd play that game.
Gets out the key and turns into a mop.
Kermit Wazowski, thank you for the 50 bits. Question for Chaplin. How's the view from up there?
Bald.
Yeah, I can't do funnier than that. I'll go with that.
Sailor Aaron, thank you for the 100 bits. Okay, now I want to see Jake Johnson, Peter B. Parker from Spider-Verse, make a live-action appearance, as well as the other Spider-Verse characters make a live-action appearance in the next MCU one. To me, I think he can totally do it. I kind of see him doing it.
Go. I mean, if they can write it good,
who knows what they're gonna do from here on out. If it's as good as this movie, sure.
Orlando Garcia, thank you for the 100 bits. Last bits for today. Well, Doug, seeing how you've reviewed An American Tail, Who Framed Roger Rabbit, and The Mask, Mask films, which you treasure and have left their impact, do you suppose it's high time you finally talk about another biggie, The Neverending Story? They had the so I had to do it.
She will fade away.
Do I have that on the list? I don't know if I do, because I would like to talk about that movie. I'll put it on the list if I don't.
How short it is and how the German one's actually better.
Yeah, I never have seen the German one, but I heard a lot about what was supposed to.
There's like 20. Yeah, there's like 20 minutes missing from the American cut, which makes sense because whenever I watched it as an adult, I'm like, forgot how really short this movie is.
Yeah. He gets going on the mission, like, as soon as they're like, go, it's like, he searched a whole bunch of places, and he couldn't find anything. And then this happened. It's like, wait, what about those places?
Yeah.
Talkative Carl, thank you for the 50 bits. Question for all of you. What makes a good Sith Lord in your mind? Power.
I think being only one. Seems like whenever you put two in a room, bad shit happens.
But that's also when it gets fun too. Yeah, just like a better way of putting it, just being interesting. You don't even have to be detailed because the Emperor in Return of the Jedi is pretty vague. So yeah, I think just interesting.
And always speak in absolutes.
KP Crook, thank you for the 50 bits. Doug, I know you're not a fan of Power Rangers, but would you consider reviewing Legend of the White Dragon when it comes out? It's an independent movie from Bat in the Sun, and it stars Jason David Frank as a more grittier version of his Tommy character. It also features other Power Rangers alum as well as his daughter.
Oh, that sounds like fun. I might watch it. I don't know if I'll like review it. Yeah, I don't think because I'm not a huge Power Ranger guy, but I've seen the Bat in the Sun's other stuff and I really love it. So yeah, I wouldn't mind checking it out.
Anu, thank you for the 50 bits. Last bits from me. If M. Night directed A Year of Your Life, how would you find out and how would you react to it?
Well, I think I'd have to find out via
The
twist.
cameras would be a dead giveaway.
Does it not feel... Sorry, go ahead.
It'd be a twist, and my reaction would be, what? No!
Wouldn't it be great if just at the end of the month, M. Night just came out and was like, COVID! What a twist! It was all fake! Go out and enjoy yourselves!
It's the kid from Old, and he holds up like a crossword puzzle. It says, my uncle's filming you as a movie.
Alexander, thank you for the 50 bits. Des is a 2020 miniseries about real-life serial killer Dennis Nilsen. Des was his nickname. David Tennant is chillingly good in the role. Definitely recommend it. Oh, that sounds great. I love when David Tennant does off-the-rails evil.
Yeah,
like Jessica Jones.
Yeah, so I feel like he could do that great.
Orlando Garcia, thank you for the 100 bits. Okay, last bits for today, for real. What can the Animaniacs reboot do to be a little better / a little more in the same spirit as the original?
I mean,
That's on you, Doug. I haven't seen it.
Yeah, add more characters, and honestly, so a great example is like there was a Columbus episode where they're on the ship with Christopher Columbus, and they're like, "Oh, what are we doing here?" And then he even asks, "Well, what are you doing here?" He's like, "I don't know, probably looking for some blowhard to give him some comeuppance and stuff." They say the formula, and they go, "Well, what could be, what could be so bad about Christopher Columbus?" And they open up a history book and they go, "Wow!" Like that. That's funny. That's a very, very funny thing. It gets its point across. But then they go into a whole song about why he doesn't deserve his own holiday. And I'm like, that's the step too far. It's like, just be a little bit more subtle with it. You get your point across better without having to hammer it in and wave your finger. I think if you just use comedy.
Kids don't read.
But I mean, and they were pointing out while they were making fun of him and, giving him his comeuppance, they were pointing out all the stupid things he did. Like, that's clever. But when you have to sing a song, here's our point, you don't need that. I thought they were more clever when they sung about information that's hard to learn than morals. They mocked the idea of having morals. The wheel of morality, that was the idea. Now they always have morals. I think that's the biggest issue for me. And I think they need more characters. But it is still funny. It's very well written. The acting is still great. And there's a lot of times I laughed really, really hard in both these new seasons.
Talkative Carl, thank you for the 50 bits. Want to hear something crazy? After Spider-Man No Way Home, technically the first Sam Raimi Spider-Man is the first MCU movie. I mean, not really, though, because, I don't know.
Tobey Maguire MCU confirmed.
Because there wasn't really a plan at that point, and it wasn't like...
But no, I see what they're saying, because now that
Right. Yeah.
We've retconned it. Now it is.
Yeah.
We're working backwards. Haha.
Adam Grunther, thank you for the 50 bits. What's a super hyped up moment from a movie that you found underwhelming when you finally saw it? For me, it's the death of Artax in Neverending Story. Sorry, but we saw the horse for 2 scenes at most. Not my fault if I don't feel sad that he gets lazy and would rather die after 2 minutes on the journey.
Wow, you're a monster. I probably all of Ghostbusters Afterlife. There were so many moments that they were building up, ooh, aren't you impressed? And I'm like, eh.
I'll say 98% of the deaths in Game of Thrones.
Oh, that's another good one. Yeah, most of them.
I did not know any of them.
The first shocked me, and then after that, it was getting
Yeah, the first one, the first one kind of shocked me, but then I'm also it kind of makes sense. It's I guess the clue was right there. But yeah, there was only one death that legit, I was like, oh, that kind of sucks, and it was I guess kind of a minor character. I guess I can't give it away, but she dies in the green smoke. I'll say that. The green smoke explosion. That was feel bad about that. But everything else, I was I never got that into him anyway, so that's fine. That character.
I'll say this, and don't take it the wrong way. Every reveal in Spider-Man No Way Home, but what made that work is after being ho-hum about oh, they introduced this thing, the movie went to extra effort to be no, this is part of the story and we're going to show you how. Yeah, and by the end of it, I'm oh, that's really awesome. But I was not one of those who was just applauding like a seal every time somebody goes, oh, it's the person from the thing from the movie I saw. It took the extra step, and I totally appreciated that.
Chris Kringle, thank you for the 50 bits. Question for Doug. If you got to be a creative consultant for a new Jungle Book movie, who would you want to cast in some of the main roles?
Well, first of all, you have to read it like Chris Kringle. If you were a creative consultant.
Well, sorry.
I don't know. I mean, I would always do a fantasy, because I really do love that story. So I would do a fantasy casting in my head. I always like the idea of and no one would ever agree to this, but what Julie Taymor did with Titus, where it's kind of they're not costumes, they're almost clothes, and there are people playing it. Just because I think so much, I don't know how well you can do the CG faces and stuff like that, because the story doesn't work that way. It's That's one of the reasons I love the story so much. It does work on kind of a different level, so you'd have to tell it on a different level. And I'm not entirely sure what that is, but I think it would have to be experimental. But I can't act like I know.
KP Kruk, thank you for the 50 bits. Doug, do you think films and TV series based on the events of the Bible are tricky to make? I know many are hit and miss, and some directors take a few too many liberties that may come across as heresy. Well, with that, do you have a favorite movie or show based on biblical events?
Evangelion.
I mean, 10 Commandments is a classic.
I like Ben-Hur. I mean, Prince of Egypt.
I was going to say Prince of Egypt's probably better than both of those.
But I love the spectacle of those movies. In terms of, is it? I'm trying to remember what the original question was. Like, is it difficult? To do
is it difficult to do it? Not even just now, but in general.
Well, I mean,
because religion's just such a tricky thing, and then like it's either going to be heresy or people are going to be like, "Which is religious propaganda?" So you can't win either way.
I mean, I think that kind of nails it. Like, no matter what, someone's going to be upset.
Not my Jesus.
Strider for Life, thank you for the 100 bits. Hey, Doug and Rob, Happy New Year. How did you guys spend your New Year's?
Getting drunk. Perfect way to close out 2021.
Godzilla fan, thank you for the 50 bits. What would be a fantasy casting? Mine would be Willem Dafoe as the Joker. I need that in my life.
It's so funny.
So natural, only your Undertaker knows for sure.
It's so funny you said that because the next video I'm putting out, I do say I wish Ewan McGregor was the Joker. After seeing him as Black Mask, I wish he was the Jared Leto Joker.
That would have been so there.
I think he will knock that out.
I'll go with that.
Mumrar, thank you for the 50 bits. Have you seen all the new features that are included in the new Ghostbusters Ultimate Collection Blu-ray set? New rare 114-minute preview cut of the original movie, TV cuts for the first 2 movies, 8 auditions for the roles of Dana Barrett featuring Denise Crosby, Kelly LeBrock, and 19 new deleted scenes from Ghostbusters 2.
No, but most of that I don't need. I'd be curious about the auditions and the deleted scenes, but so the rare 119-minute preview cut, is that the one where the special effects are missing that they always mentioned in the commentary?
Yeah, I don't know. And the funny thing is,
what do I want the TV cuts of the movie for?
I like Ghostbusters. The stuff I get into with Ghostbusters in terms of, I want to know about that, is more like the designs of the ghosts. And so that's one of the reasons I like the cartoon so much.
The writing process. I guess Gozer was based on a used car sales place or something was named Gozer. So,
but in terms of like, I want to see all that behind the scenes and stuff like that. For whatever reason, maybe I got enough on the DVD because that was one of the first DVDs I got. That gave me like exactly what I was looking for, and I don't need any more, but I think it's great that's out there because I know people that are obsessed with Ghostbusters. So
the deleted scenes for Ghostbusters 2 I'd be interested because I've had a theory for a while that I think there is a dirtier cut of Ghostbusters 2 somewhere. Not that they made it, but that they cut out things that weren't family friendly. So I'd be curious what's deleted.
Godzilla fan, thank you for the 50 bits. Ewan McGregor, yes, we've had British Batman. Why not a British Joker?
I mean, we almost kind of do with Mark Hamill. Well, I was saying that's kind of what I like about Ewan McGregor is Black Mask too, because his accent does slip through, but it kind of adds something because he is almost like a dual personality anyway. So sometimes that accent slipping through can add a little bit, and I always feel like Hamill added a little bit of a British or at least a very sophisticated American accent to his Joker.
Weird mid-Atlantic thing going on.
Yeah.
Alexander, thank you for the 50 bits. In addition to Gary Oldman as Lord Shen, another celebrity voice performance that I thought was exceptional was David Tennant as Scrooge McDuck. He brought so much charm, heart, and brilliant comedic timing in the iconic role. In my opinion, it really shows how phenomenal an actor he is. Even in a family-friendly show, he's still bringing his A game.
That man is a Scottish national treasure.
Yeah, he's awesome.
All right, and we do have a couple of minutes for some highlighted messages. Every time I thought we were going to be done, so there would be like 3 all of a sudden where it was like, bit. I'm like, okay, fine. Oliver Dreamwalker says, Doug, in your old review, you said the writing sounded like it was written by a computer. So have you heard about AI Dungeon? It's basically an AI co-writes your story adventure, and the AI often writes stuff like, he's a little older than most people his age, and steroids, does whatever a spider can.
We were toying with the idea of like doing a nostalgia critic written by a bot episode, but then I found out like all of those are fake, like
Yeah.
the ones that you see, like the Olive Garden one, stuff
Yeah.
like that. So I'm like, well, we could, but that kind of sucks out the fun. Maybe somehow we can tie it into that. That might be fun. Like somehow write an episode with that. I don't know if that can work or not. Did we lose Rob?
I guess so. Monkey D. Landon, thank you for the 50 bits. Hey guys, hope everyone.
Hello?
Hello, we lost your camera.
That I don't know why. Sorry.
You didn't even bat an eye. I guess so. Thank you so much for these.
Oh, sorry, it's like 7 o'clock already, and people were like, "Oh, there's no more bit
Sorry,
messages.
no,
Here's
go
some
ask
more bit
questions.
messages."
Sorry, I don't know what happened here.
No, that's all right. Monkey D. Landon, thank you for the 50 bits. Hey guys, hope everyone had a good new year. So last year now, I watched Willow for the first time. Pretty good, but do y'all think the upcoming show can add anything to that story?
I forgot they're doing a show.
I do. I kind of like Willow, and Willow was interesting because it was a one and done, which is pretty rare for a fantasy thing like that. So I'm kind of interested.
Yeah, I'd be curious.
Yeah. All right, and that brings us to 7 o'clock.
Alrighty.
So thank you all so much for hanging out with us here tonight. We appreciate you.
Except for Rob, who just took off.
Yeah, I know, right?
Goodbye, dog.
Thank you for joining us here in our first Thursday stream of 2022. We do have content here 6 days a week, though, so come on back. Tomorrow, Malcolm will be streaming in the afternoon. Doug's going to be starting Spider-Man PS4 in the evening. We've got Awesome Comics and Coffee on Saturday, and then the whole thing starts again on Monday. So please come hang out with us. We always appreciate seeing you here. Have a wonderful evening.
Couldn't do it without you.
And we'll see y'all later.
Goodbye.
Bye!
Goodbye. I'm waving goodbye. Sorry you can't see it. Goodbye.